Hey everyone, it's Corey with Reel Filmmaking, and yeah, first video in a minute, first video in 2025. So happy New Year to all of you. At this point, we're almost 2 weeks into the new year, so 2025 is kind of wild to say that, but I always like to do these videos the start of every year, just kind of look back on to update all of you who watch and just kind of give you a feel for where I'm at, what my hopes for the channel are, my dreams, all that stuff. um, so very unscripted, just kind of shooting from the hip and just kind of some raw thoughts of what's going on. And it's been a minute since I've done a video, as you have seen. You probably saw this pop up in your feed, maybe if YouTube is still showing you my videos, but you saw this pop up and you're like, oh, Corey, Real Filmmaking, what's he been up to? And the truth is, I have been very busy working on short films outside of the channel, but also a big part of things too is just at the end of last year, I just really kind of was struggling to just create. I was in a pretty deep creative rut, just feeling really down about a lot of things, just like you know different aspects of like the state of filmmaking, and a lot of anxiety, if I'm honest, about things like AI and how that interfaces with creativity and all this stuff, and work was stressful and just all these different things. And so it really was hard for me to sit down and make these videos, which is something I love doing, but it's just I didn't have the energy and just the joy just wasn't there. I just was so enveloped in these short films that I am excited to share with all of you, and then just all that other stuff I had going on. I just didn't have it in me. There was a list of videos, things I wanted to make and talk about and teach and all this stuff for all of you who watch, and I couldn't get there. And so just want to be honest with all of you, just let you know where my head's been. And this year, 2025, I hope is going to be a bigger year for me, for the channel here, and just for this whole community that we've kind of built around filmmaking and Magic Lantern, EOSM, and all of that. And that kind of leads me to what my hopes are for this channel. The biggest thing for Real Filmmaking in 2025 is very much in the namesake. I just want to keep it real with all of you. And I know it's like, the pun in there, and there's many times I sit back and I regret. It's like, okay, like I committed to real a long time ago. Now I got to live it out. But really, like that duality of film reel, filmmaking, but then just real, like real talk. And that's part of what I've leaned into in this channel is I just want to be transparent with all of you. I want to show you, as somebody who didn't like grow up in the filmmaking world, like what is this journey that I've been on? What are the skills that I'm learning that I can pass on to people who want to make movies, who want to do video? Like maybe you're doing video in your job and you're trying to figure out how a camera works and all the different settings. Like I want to help you. I want to help the person aspiring to make a short film. I want to help the person who's like trying to figure out the creative process for telling a story. Like I want it to be real. I don't want to get on here and do some charade and be like, oh, like YouTuber. I mean, like we've all seen thousands of YouTubers who, they do the same thing. And I know like I'm not excluded from that. I know there's things you probably see in my videos where you're like, oh, it's just standard YouTube practice. But my heart has always been with this channel to be real with all of you. And be real took my that was my idea now. But just honestly, to just keep it 100, to be real. I'm not trying to do something crazy or like pull one over on people. I want to help people achieve their dreams. I want to help them take the next step and with whatever they're doing. And that's what it's all about here. I want to make films. I have goals for that. I want to grow as a filmmaker, as a director, as a creative. All of that is here. It's all tied into this. And I've been on this filmmaking journey for a while now. I think 2025 is going to be my maybe 7th year on YouTube. I'd kind of been on YouTube in ways like in a handful of years before that, doing other different projects. But real filmmaking, I don't think really started until like 2019, early 2020, like fairly heavily, me putting more effort into it. And it's slowly grown. And like I said, we've grown this community of people who really care about things. And that's first and foremost what real filmmaking is going to be about, keeping it real with all of you, with this community. And so the next couple things that are going to be on this channel really revolve around stuff that has always been on this channel. So, the Canon EOS M, if you've been on this channel for any number of time, you've seen me talk about it. You've seen me do all the different videos, teach the different things. That's not going anywhere. A big thing, though, I will ask, and I'll pin this down in the comments too, I would love to know, in Magic Lantern with the EOS M, like, what are the things that you all want me to talk about? I've done a lot of different videos, I've done like how to set it up, how to install it, like, quick start guide, dual ISO, like lots of different things. But what are things in particular that you want to learn about with Magic Lantern, with the EOS M? Do you want me to cover some other aspects, some other cameras that run Magic Lantern? Let me know. That was really a thing last year too. I was struggling. I had so many ideas, and I was trying to figure out like what is going to benefit people the most. And, also, I get caught in that whole trap of the algorithm trying to play mind games with you. I'm not about playing mind games. I'm not about the algorithm. And I'm just going to make stuff that's real, that's honest, that's going to help people. And, my hope would be all these things could grow, like a rising tide raises all ships. So that's my hope. But let me know, like, what things would be beneficial with Magic Lantern, with the EOS M. There's videos that I didn't get to do that I intended to do. Like, here is the M Lite. I've talked about it. I've shown it in a couple other videos. I wanted to do a dedicated video review about this camera. It just didn't happen. It was on my to-do list. I wanted to do a video about the EOS M, Magic Lantern using vintage lenses, because I think that's a really powerful pair, especially when you're trying to create that film look, you're trying to have something more organic. But I have lots of ideas, but I want to know, what do all of you want to see? What do you want to learn? What are the burning questions that you're scouring the forums trying to figure out? Like, if I can help, I want to help. And the third big thing that is going to be on this channel is just my filmmaking journey. And so a lot of that is me sharing info with all of you as I learn it, as I go through it. Maybe it's lessons on how to be creative, of how to tell a story, filmmaking skills. I did a handful of those videos last year too. Some of them did okay, some of them not so much, but I think it's really important, if you're doing filmmaking, if it's in your channel name, to talk about filmmaking. And I know filmmaking it's a very, you look at the macro of it, it's a very wide encompassing topic. So there's a lot of different places that you can hang around. But, my channel, my hope is never that I've been like just a camera channel where it's like we talk about the newest, latest, and greatest. Obviously, I do talk about cameras, I talk about gear, but the focus is not getting the newest, latest, and greatest cameras. It's maximizing older cameras that you have, using whatever camera that you have to tell a story. So, there still will be stuff about cameras and lenses, but that's not the focal point. That's a lot. I know this will probably be a kind of rambly-ish video. I tried not to go all over the place, but I've been thinking about this for a while, wanted to get this video up here, and just, again, as always, I just say thank you to everyone who watches the videos, who subscribe to the channel. I read all the comments. Sometimes I'm not in the right headspace to be able to respond to them, or sometimes I just don't have the time to respond to them if I'm doing like freelance work or just other stuff at work, other things going on in my life. But I read the comments, and I see all of you, and I want to help you. Sometimes it's just time is limited, energy is limited, but my goal on Real Filmmaking, as it always has been, is to help other people tell stories. Like, I'm on a filmmaking journey, and I want you to come with me. And so really, it means the world when you all write comments back to me and you say, hey, I watched your video about this. This was super helpful. Or this thing help me fix this setting on my camera. I'm able to get up and going. Or it's like, hey, like, I learned this about Magic Lantern. I want to go like test it and shoot some stuff. That really it brings the biggest smile to my face because there's other people watching these videos and who are getting excited about creating and telling a story, and that's what it's all about. That's really what it's all about. I don't know, there's not a graceful way to end this video, but just thank you so much, those of you who have been with me from the early days of like the Canon 60D, or whether you came in here in the M50 days, or I don't know where you came along. Magic Lantern, been doing that for a long time too. But just thank you to all of you who watch and support me and leave comments. I really appreciate it. It really helps the channel out. It's kind of crazy when I look at the subscriber count and it's like, man, like a little over 9,000 subscribers right now. You know, big goal. Would love to break 10,000 this year. We'll see what's going to happen, but it's not about the numbers. It's about building this community here. So thank you all so much. And for the first time in 2025, I'm going to say, keep making movies and watching movies, and I'll see you on Real Filmmaking. Was I looking at the screen versus the lens so much? I'm a little bit out of practice, but we'll see. I don't know. Let's see what it is.